Well, here I sit on my little PC that I've just quickly constructed. The actual whole computer is right there in that box behind that coffee cup with the Shiva. And the camera in that little box is a better computer than I had in a computer that took up a whole desk side. But here I am, and I thought I'd just give a quick summary because I'm about to take these down. And this is essentially the complexity of what happened at the end of this dissertation, because the dissertation really was all about Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance. Why would Professor Tucker tell me in 2003, because I came to the EDD program. I came to Andrews University to finish the Doctor of Education degree. That was what I started at the University of San Diego. So if we go back here and take a look at what I've done, essentially, this is where I started, right? It is the 24th of October, 2002. My proposal was approved in 2004. However, when it doesn't say here, it does on other paperwork, I came in the EDD program. The Veterans Administration was paying vocational rehabilitation for me to go to this program. And when that funding ran out, Jim Tucker told me, oh yeah, well, you should just finish it. You should get your PhD. It's more valuable than the EDD. So that's his scam. That's what Jim Tucker has done to me. You know, he approved my proposal. My dissertation proposal was approved on the 20th of Jan 2004, and my introductory chapter was called Prolegomania. Prolegomania. Dr. Tucker has known since he approved my dissertation that my entire study is about Immanuel Kant, because it's titled Prolegomania. All analytical philosophers, anyone who actually understands philosophy, would know that. That prolegomania means I'm starting with Immanuel Kant and his categorical imperative, which is actually this question, right? It's the critical critique. It is essentially Kant's categorical imperative, you see. And that's why 20 years of my life kept coming back to this issue of Professor Tucker not believing in Zen and not believing in Masonic understanding of Zen. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm amazed. I'm totally amazed. I have to pick up this book because I was just reading this again. That I am in a university, Andrews University, that just so happens doesn't understand that from age 12, sorry, bad angle there, age 12 to age 30, no one knew 17 years that Jesus was in the East, and in fact, Jesus' fundamental John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Those are three things. It is essentially the Andrews University motto that Jim Tucker, only this year, finally admitted to me that he, A, does not even understand philosophy, that B, he lied in an article he wrote in Brazil in the year 2000. And what did he write? He wrote that he personally hired an analytical philosopher. An analytical philosopher would know Immanuel Kant wrote the Prolegomena. And the Prolegomena completely is Zen thinking. Is completely Zen thinking. And so my irony of the book, that is The Joy of Leadership, is written because the ploy of leadership is what Jim Tucker is selling, you see. Jim Tucker and his shepherd's rod 1930s fascists like David Koresh removed the Masonic background when Ellen G. White decided the scam is going to be that they can say whatever they want to say, and the seventh, because they've taken Jesus Christ's knowledge of Zen Buddhism, right? Zen Buddhism, which is actually and essentially, I even spent time with another Seventh-day Adventist minister who agrees with me that Immanuel Kant is the way to see this PDQ, the purposeful dynamic quality. And what is quality? Well, quality is exactly I keep going back and forth, right? Robert Pirsig's next book, Lila in Sanskrit is play. So I have incorporated play, Zen Buddhism, which takes us all the way back to the awakening that occurred with Shiva Stryker. And Shiva Stryker, as Jim Tucker knows, has the quote of all the quotes that was quoted on 5 July of 21, which says that my red pen, if you actually know how to use it, when you look at a word leader, you may, if you choose to think, right? If you choose to think like Immanuel Kant and actually think critically. But of course, Jim Tucker doesn't know that because Jim Tucker is just selling and selling and selling degrees. And so I think I've decided I must begin my writing with this photo. And, there's no more glare. This photo is very Nietzschean, very much like Friedrich Nietzsche. And I, myself there, the hobo commando Kernsey, is so proud to have gotten this from Catherine when she was graduated from the Air Force's intelligence training. And I'm so delighted to hear that Catherine is going to be discharged as a conscientious objector to the military and that she is a Buddhist. So I close with a little poetry, because poetry is a synthesis of humans amongst each other. It is the aesthetic. It is the aesthetic. One with everything, like a good hot dog from Washington, D.C. You got to order one with everything. And this is not one with everything. This is what we were taught day one in Jim Tucker's, unfortunately, Nazi. This is a Nazi thing. Right? There's leaders and there's non-leaders. There's leaders and they're still selling this. Jim Tucker just announced the day before April Fool's Day. I have a video on that. But there's my solution. I've had it pretty much since the beginning. This dissertation topic I created at the University of San Diego with Joe Rost. He thought it was wonderful, but he had cancer. So it brought me to a place where I believe, and I'm closing with, poetry. Because poetry is really us working together. Let me just clean this off. It needs to be dirty. And I'll just share this as a closing. Wow, look at that Focus is terrible. Let me try and clean this real quickly. Here I sit under the Palo Verde tree. Only me. If I zoom back, it looks like it may work better. Oh, look at that. That's much better. The Rebel skydiving camp is my temporary desert domain. The Paranda, it's a family gathering. Celebration. Glass fragments sparkle the terrain, while around these specks many brave rebel souls have been falling for years like rain. The mateship of those around us we retain, memories remain, and within ourselves we refrain. It is only those who know of free fall who can see no one else is truly free. Under the Palo Verde tree.